Wow, talk about 4 trash or treasure videos in somewhat quick succession. If you've been following this channel for a while, you know that I have a love for action games or beat 'em ups or spectacle fighters or character action. Games like the Devil May Cry franchise, excluding 2, Metal Gear Rising, Bayonetta, the original God of War games. Literally any game that isn't so story driven that there's very little gameplay is a game you'll most likely see me play and thoroughly enjoy. But there is one game that fits in with this genre but is also considered to be, well, a bad game. So without any further delay, welcome to my trash or treasure of Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. Enjoy the show. Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new episode of Trash or Treasure, where I take a look at either a beloved or hated game and give my own hot take on it. Tonight's subject is Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. Rise of Lyric is an action-adventure platform beat-em-up game released back in November of 2014 for the Wii U. It was developed by Big Red Button, with this being their first game. It was published by Sega and was the third and final part of their exclusivity deal with Nintendo, the other two being Mario and Sonic at the Sochi 2014 Olympics, and Sonic Lost World, which I already took a look at. Now, when the game was released, it received overwhelmingly negative reviews, with the critic score on Metacritic being a 32 and the user score being a 3.5. From the controls, camera, combat, story, dialogue, and bugs and technical issues, this game is often regarded as the equivalent of a deformed child like Jason Voorhees in Friday the 13th. But keep in mind, this is my first time playing Rise of Lyric. But before I jump into my usual phrasing, I want to go over the utter hell I had to go through just so this video could happen. So originally I was handed a physical version of the game by Shay Midnight as a Christmas present, but when I went to put it in my Wii U, it didn't read it. So I cleaned it. And it still didn't work, meaning I only had one option left, and that's to download it. But here's the problem with downloading a game on the Wii U. The Wii U's internal storage is somehow worse than my Acer Nitro 5's internal storage, meaning I had to delete some data, which luckily I didn't pour much time in, outside of Lost World of course. So yeah, even though I do own a physical copy, I have to resort to downloading it, and trust me, I will get an external storage device, but I already have two. One for my PS4 and one for my laptop, and I have so many fucking wires I can hang myself with them. Secondly, there's my computer. It broke. If you know me in real life, then you know the story, but for those curious, here's a picture of what my computer looked like. So that explains why there hasn't been a new video since the Lightning Returns video. But anyways, we're already off to a great start, so let's answer the question. Is Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric truly a piece of trash, or is it a treasure people do not see? Let's find out. So the game opens with Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy pursuing Eggman and later Metal Sonic until they encounter an ancient tomb with carvings of Sonic and Tails on the entrance. Sonic is stopped twice by Amy from opening the door, but when Metal Sonic ambushes the group, Sonic opens the door and the group escapes. Inside they encounter an imprisoned but powerful snake named Lyric, the Last Ancient. Lyric recognizes Sonic from events transpiring 1,000 years ago and captures the group, but Tails deactivates the shackles and turns them into beams named the Enter Beams for the group to use. After meeting Cliff, the group discovers that Lyric plans to take power of an army of war robots with the Chaos Crystals, to create a world of twisted metal and robots, but was imprisoned by the Ancients when they discovered the plan. The group then set out to retrieve the Chaos Crystals before Lyric. At an abandoned research facility, they meet a robot named Maya who once rebelled against Lyric and assists the group by creating a portal allowing Sonic and Tails to go 1,000 years back in time to retrieve a map showing the locations of the Chaos Crystals. Sonic and Tails are then attacked by Shadow but easily defeat him in a rather piss easy boss fight. They enter the portal, successfully retrieve the map from inside Lyric's weapons facility, and trap him inside for future imprisonment by the Ancients. Lyric reluctantly forms an alliance with Eggman, but after no success, Lyric turns on Eggman by programming Metal Sonic against him. The group defeat Metal Sonic and Eggman and retrieve the last Chaos Crystal, but Sonic is then surrounded by Lyric and his robots. Lyric demands the crystals, to which Sonic obviously refuses to do, but Tails, Knuckles, and Amy agree. Assholes. Sonic is then attacked by Lyric's robots and buried under rubble as seen when you initially start a new game, but recovers and the group set out for Lyric's lair to stop him. During the battle, Lyric reprograms the Enter Beams to ensnare the group, but before he could take advantage of the situation, Eggman ambushes Lyric from behind, freeing the group. Sonic then ties up Lyric with assistance from his friends and removes Lyric's technopathy to incapacitate him pretty much. Knuckles discards it, the group celebrates, but Eggman recovers the device and uses it to revive Metal Sonic, and thus, Rise of Lyric's plot ends here. And that was the plot. Overall, it's not bad, but at the same time it's not good either. The main problem with the story would most likely have to do with the dialogue, but hey, at least the writers aren't Pontac and Graff. This time it's John McClure and Kristen Cantamesa, with Cantamesa having previously written for other games as a co-writer for Red Dead Redemption and the Manhunt series, and is the main writer for Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. What? But yeah, overall, while the dialogue isn't as bad as the console version of Sonic Colors, it's still not good, but hey, anything is better than Colors. Another issue with the story I have is with the villain of Lyric himself. I felt like Lyric could have been more interesting if we weren't given his backstory early in the game. Give him the Mephiles or the Chaos treatment and keep him a mystery until midway or late in the game. But I will say Lyric's voice provided by Patrick C.S., who also voices Iragama Gori in Kill la Kill If, King Cerberus in Crew Cut in Devil May Cry 5, Ragnar the Blood Edge in the Blaze Blue games, Jiren in the Dragon Ball games, and a few characters in the PS4 Ratchet & Clank game, as well as fucking Dracula and even Death in the Castlevania games. I changed my mind, Lyric's voice might actually be my favorite. Too bad the dialogue written didn't make him as threatening as the Vampire King. But now with the story done, let's move on to the gameplay. So the gameplay of Rise has us in control of Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy, and the name of the game is walk, explore, enter combat, beat the shit out of enemies, and die. In general, it's like they combine the Wolfhog gameplay of Sonic Unleashed with the team-based gameplay of Sonic Heroes. Each character has their own type of combat style, like Tails is more range-based, Knuckles is the strongest and can burrow as well as climb, Amy has her hammer, and Sonic is basically an all-around kind while also having the most speed. We can switch between them with the press of the D-pad on the fly like we're playing every Devil May Cry game after 3, minus the Switch version of 3. When we take damage, we can recover health with rings, also like Unleash, but it's quite easy to not take damage if you know what to do, i.e. dodge. I know you can just brute force your way through the game, but you'll get your ass kicked if you're either new to this genre or think it's repetitive. If you think it's all combat, well guess what, the Wii U gamepad also serves a purpose by finding destructible walls. There's also the Enter Beams, which we can use in combat, almost like Koshedra from Bayonetta. The Enter Beams can remove enemy shields like the Wrench Tether from the other two Ratchet & Clank Future games, along with behaving like the Swing Shot from that franchise, as well as hanging from speeding rails akin to ziplining, on top of solving puzzles. Another component to the game's combat is the use of powered glyphs. Behaving like the trinkets you could purchase in the Bayonetta games, the powered glyphs can give you an effect in combat, such as a small explosion occurring when defeating an enemy, which might actually be my personal favorite, or a faster cooldown for special attacks. These can easily make combat more fun to mix and match with these things. But yeah, in general, the gameplay really isn't that bad. Visually, this looks good. Lyric uses the Cry engine, which is also used for other games such as the Far Cry and Crysis games, and later Warface and Evolve. The frame rate does tend to dip for a bit, but unless you're security breach, I honestly can't bring myself to give a flying fuck, even if I try. But the soundtrack, yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think this is the best Sonic OST, which is a shame because even when the Sonic games are bad, the soundtrack can be magnificent. Just to bring more shame to Lyrics' soundtrack is composed by Richard Jacques, and this isn't his first time with the Sonic franchise, as he did the OST for the Sega Saturn version of 3D Blast, Sonic R, and Free Riders. He also did the soundtrack for the Little Big Planet franchise after Little Big Planet 2. I got nothing else to say other than that. So now, let's recap. The story is good, gameplay is pretty fun, visually it's pretty good, but it's dragged down by the OST. So let's wrap this up with my final thoughts. In conclusion everyone, Rise of Lyric really isn't that bad of a game. I think the only reasons why people hate this are either because they don't like this kind of gameplay, or the character designs. Even though just because the characters look different doesn't mean the game is shit. Looking at you, DMC Devil May Cry! But yeah, outside of the soundtrack, I say Rise is a pretty solid beat-em-up Sonic game. But in general, Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric gets my score of an 8 out of 10 with my seal of overhated, not well deserved. But now, I want to know from you all, did you play Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric? What did you think of it? And is it something you could recommend to a friend? Leave your answers and more down in the comments. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and while you're here, consider subscribing and turn on the bell to be notified whenever I make a new video. As always, my social media links are down below. I've been HorrorKid, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care, everybody.